Alright guys, so we've got a day off, right? And then I was just like chilling with the kids because it's half term. And then Uber's just dropped this bombshell in my inbox. So I wanted to obviously talk about it and get you informed as soon as possible. Now obviously in the comments let me know what you think about this move by Uber. But myself personally, I reckon it's because the amount of people, and it's one of the biggest gripes of Uber, is how much commission they're taking. Or like, why was it 50% commission? Why is it 40% commission? Why is it this? Why is it that? And there's so many unknowns about it. Like myself personally, the money I see in my Uber app, I'm happy with. If I'm not, yeah. So what's going what in my personal opinion is what you see on the job. If I'm happy with it, I'll take the job. If I'm not happy with it, I won't take the job. But a lot of people aren't happy with how much Uber takes or how much Uber earns. Don't know why. It's like going into Tesco and going, I'm not buying that loaf of bread because they only bought it from Warburton's for 5p and they're charging me £1.10. But obviously everyone's different. Everybody wants to know the information and stuff, and that's fair dues. And I reckon since they've changed the way they do things, it's been the biggest complaints with Uber. And I reckon they get tethered, they get emailed, they get messages on the Uber app, literally non-stop about this issue. And I reckon that's why they've done it, just purely to get people off their backs. I'm going to go through the email with you now. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think, and is it a big win? Myself personally, more transparency the better. Do you know what I mean? More information is always better. Do you know what I mean? But it's going to be a bit disheartening when people see a £10 fare and then Uber says, oh yeah, we took a tenner. So it was originally £20 fare. I'm happy just to know that I got a tenner for the job. I don't really want to know how much I'm losing out on. But obviously each to their own, innit? I'm going to go through the email now. And yeah, what a mad little update from Uber. Alright guys, this is it now, new to your weekly statement. Starting today, you'll see a new page in the weekly earnings statement, the weekly breakdown of amount of kept by Uber. So technically, they're literally been that forward, literally how much we're keeping. Page shows you a detailed breakdown of where the money from the rider fares went, including the amount Uber kept to operate and grow our business. We want to provide you with more information to help you decide if, when and where to drive with Uber, and the amount that Uber keeps from rider fares is no exception. Based on feedback received from drivers across the country and representatives from our recognised union, the GMB, we understand that this information matters to you and will be making the accessible every week in your weekly statement. Remember, you receive your weekly statement by email every Monday. You can access it anytime through the link below. You just log into Uber on your browser and you can access it all. I've just had a look then and it's no information there, so it must be starting from next week. Calculating the amount kept by Uber. Many drivers believe that Uber keeps all the money from rider fares, excluding driver earnings and tips, but the calculation isn't always that simple. It all starts with the rider fares. It starts with what riders paid for all the trips completed in the last week. Rider fares cover for the trip they took. They also cover third-party fees like tolls, airport fees and congestion charges. Then there may be rider promotions. Sometimes Uber pays to cover some of the rider fares with rider promotions. Discounting the price they may pay mean riders are more likely to request their trip with the Uber app and come back next time, meaning more earnings opportunities for drivers like you. Some of the rider fare can then cover third-party fees like tolls. Here you can see any third-party fees like road tolls, pick-up and drop-off fees from airports, and other relevant surcharges for the trips you complete this week. These are charged to the rider and paid to you after the trip completes. Your earnings and work entitlements and tips. This amount represents how much you've earned based on trips you completed, as well as your holiday pay entitlement, any national living wage top-ups, yeah, when that happens, plus tips, 100% of all tips you keep. Remember, this earnings amount is calculated before the deduction of your worker pension contribution if you are enrolled. I am not. And charges for instant cash out, meaning the amount you see here and the amount you receive in your bank account may be different. Finally, the amount kept by Uber. Now this is the most interesting part. After all these above items are paid, Uber keeps what is left to operate and grow our business. including supporting drivers and riders, regulatory compliance, safety, marketing, improving the Uber app, and VAT. This amount may vary from 1 week to the next based on the trips you decide to complete. So as obviously the dynamic pricing comes into effect. Find out more about the weekly breakdown of your amount kept by Uber here. See your weekly statements. So I've just checked and there's no weekly statements with all this breakdown on. So it must be starting from this week going forward. Can't wait to see that. Let me know in the comments what you think of this crazy update. And yeah, I think it's definitely a good positive for drivers, especially the ones who want to know the information. It's not very good for drivers who don't want to know the information. So it'll be interesting to see on how people react to this update. Let me know in the comments what you think, guys. And as always, subscribe to the channel and see you soon.